whenever you see those people in those suits, what do you see? You see pride. You see freaking them. Why? Because, dude, they think they look like a freaking champ. That's what matters. It ain't what everybody else thinks. It's what you think. So go look good for yourself, not everybody else. Look in the mirror and say, I can't look any better today. Don't you ever get out of the freaking hair place and freaking you feel sharp as shit because everything's lined up and it's freaking tight and it's clean. Dude, you want to do that all over your body. That's the same feeling you want from head to toe. If someone asked me, hey Brad, if you could go back, where would you go? I'd probably go to around 21. Again. You know, I want to be able to have my full rights and privileges. And you don't get those till you're 21. Even though most kids, 17, 18, 19, they're doing the shit anyway. But this time I don't know if I'd need those, because if I went back, I wouldn't take any drugs. I wouldn't freaking drink at all, ever, not even once, to see what it felt like, knowing what I know now. Because what does drinking actually do for us? Nothing, really. If anything, it makes you forget your problems. Well, I don't have any problems. I got opportunities. I don't want to forget them. I want to face them. I want to focus on them. I want to freaking solve them. I want to get excited about life, not freaking dulled out. But somebody will say next time they see me having a drink, Brad, I thought you said, guys, listen, I think out loud, and you guys get to hear me sometimes. Because if you said, Brad, do you drink? Yeah, I mean, I'll drink a glass of wine here and there. But if you said, Brad, have you ever drank? Shit. I used to party like a rock star. The only reason I drink was to get drunk. Like we were going out to get drunk. Who's done that? Like, come on, let's go get fucked up. Let's go party. And then what happens? You have a good time, sometimes. Sometimes you end up getting in fist fights with people you probably shouldn't be fighting. Sometimes you just do shit you don't want to do when you're that hammered. Anybody been that hammered? I have. We all know what I'm talking about if you've done it. I don't know why that has anything to do with closer school, but I can tell you that if I were 17 or 21 or 23, anywhere young again, I don't necessarily think I would drink at all. Matter of fact, I think it'd be cooler not to than to. What do young people think nowadays?
Not drinking?
Yeah.
Most kids my age.
See, this kid's younger than you, dude. Can you imagine?
My age smoke.
My camera guy's only 22. 23, which is pretty young. Jackson here's 17.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
And he's already listening in on calls like this.
I think most kids my
Like,
age.
dude, when I was 17, I was worried about getting laid. He's worried about freaking closing, selling, persuading. Smart. That's why I already know, Jackson, you're gonna end up something no matter what happens. Just because you're at it this early. Just keep your mind, on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your mind out of the norm, like what most kids are getting into. And don't let peer pressure affect you. Today, folks, on Closer School Live, I wanted to talk a little bit about swagger, which is, to me, style and appearance. Because believe it or not, in this world, we're getting judged. And we do get judged. So if you're in sales, it's all about relationships. And how you dress, how you look, how your hair looks, believe it or not, how you smell, how you talk, how you present yourself. Are your teeth white or are they yellow? How do you look to people? What is and what I call swagger? Swagger is style and appearance in my book. It's the vibe that you give off. Now, why are we talking about that? Well, we haven't talked about that a lot, and I can tell you that I'll bet you, I don't know what the percentage would be, but I would bet you that you'd be amazed how much better you would do if you were freaking polished like a champ. Now, what does polished like a champ mean? Like to me, I'm wearing this Boss t-shirt. I think it's freaking wonderful. Now, again, if I'm trying to sell somebody something, let's say in the car business, in Las Vegas, Nevada during the summer, I'd want to wear a polo with a nice company emblem on the side. Why? Well, because it's casual, it's hot out, it's expected. But If I wanted to impress you, what would I be wearing? Well, shit, I'd be wearing the baddest ass new suit with French cuffs, cufflinks, pocket square, the whole 9 yards, dude. I'd be walking up looking like a freaking rich son of a bitch. My shoes would be free. You'd be able to see yourself in my shoes. They'd be polished to the teeth. The socks would match. The belt would match. The cufflinks would match. The monogram initials on my sleeves would be there. The suit would be freaking tailored. Some of you guys leave the house in a suit looking like it's your daddy's. Like, what the hell are you doing? Get your damn ass to the tailor, people. Anybody that doesn't tailor their suit is not that into trying to make it fit. And I'm just telling you that suits look better when they fit. I hate when I have this on me when I'm talking, because then I can't see everybody. But anyway, all kidding aside, how we look, how we come across, matters. We're being judged. That's a fact. So what kind of style and appearance content can I have for you? Well, number one, you guys realize that if you look good, you feel good. Haven't you ever like got dressed up to where you felt really good about how you looked? Didn't that just affect you a little tiny bit? You know what I'm saying? So imagine going into a battle, having your full regalia right here to get yourself all, suited up, and you don't do anything. You just leave your Kevlar vest there. You leave all your equipment on the rack, and you just go into battle without it. Would anyone do that? No. So that's the equivalent of when a badass used to go out to battle. They would get all the shit put on, their chain mail, depending on what time frame we're talking about. Badass goes to battle. They prepare for the battle. Preparing for the battle literally would include your swagger, your style and appearance. How do you look? How do you feel? If you look good, you feel good. How do you want to look? That's the question. How do you want to look? Now, you might think you look good. I might think you don't. Who cares? Well, what matters is, what do you think? Because if I think you look good but you don't feel good. So I can think you look good and you don't feel good. So guess what? It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what other people think. It matters what you think. Do you think you look good?
Recording in progress.
Oh, lovely.
I guess it switched off when you went to your computer. Sorry about that.
Am I coming in clear?
Yeah, perfect.
So all that was not recorded?
Well, it was. I can take the audio from the drive. We're good.
I don't know what you mean by audio, but if it wasn't, that's another benefit of being here live, isn't it?
Yeah, I can take Ben's recording.
But anyway, the style and appearance that we get, will determine our success rates. So that's the question. But what's most important is that you think you look good. But are you actively trying to look good? Are you actively trying to get dressed up for your day or your battle? Because a lot of people aren't. Like, I didn't get dressed up to do this call. Why? Because I don't feel like I'm trying to sell you guys anything. So, I can be in a t-shirt. Why? Because this is what I wore to work today, and I'm just going to shoot shit. But if I was trying to sell you something, and by the way, it depends on what we're selling. Okay, sometimes, having a t-shirt on would actually help you sell more. You have to mirror your audience. It depends on what you're selling. A lot of times people think they wear a suit because they're in sales. That's not true. A tie is not what matters. Confidence is what matters. So when you need to dress for success, number one, you have to factor in, what industry are you in? What's the norm? Like, what's tradition? Like, you've heard of suit and tie. Well, there's a lot of salesmen that walk around, dude, and they got a suit and tie on. Why? Doesn't matter what they're selling. A suit and tie, that's what they wear for sales. I'm in sales, so I'm wearing a suit and tie. You don't always have to wear a suit and tie. Women obviously have the business look, or the business look with the skirt and the jackets. The question is, do you think you look badass? Do you think you look top notch? Do you think you look the best you can look? So if I were to say, Feldman, right now, and be honest, buddy, right now, I'm not talking about if you were to go sell something, but right now, do you think if you looked in the mirror that you look as good as you could look? Like you look as good as you can right now?
For this call, what I'm wearing with this t-shirt, yeah, I clean it up well every day.
Wasn't the
Yeah,
Wasn't the question?
I'm listening.
The question was, do you think you look as good as you can right now?
No.
Marisol, do you no? Diana, what about you? Do you think you look as good as you can right now?
I probably look my worst right now in a hoodie. So I knew it before this call too. I was like, no, I should feel good about myself. And then I was like, no, it's okay.
Well, just listen. I'm going to say when it comes to selling, again, guys, we can't live this way. I mean, we could, but it'd be a pain in your ass. But when it comes to selling, and you're now going into a situation where you're supposed to sell, build relationships, whatever it is, which is basically life. If you know you can look better, why aren't you looking better? Why do you not ask yourself this question when walking into a sale? And if you guys, well, I do. Well, maybe you do. I'm just saying, think about it, because maybe you don't. Maybe you're not thinking at all. Maybe you're literally going into selling situations feeling like you feel, looking like you look. Well, I could look better, but I don't really think about it. That's the problem. Think about it. Why? Because, dude, you want to be stunning. You want to be as stunning as you can be. You want to be, and again, charming, funny, witty, clever, cute, sharp. I don't know how many other adjectives. Like that even looks better than you just did right there, just alone. Now again, if I asked you the same question, do you think you could look better? You'd be like, yeah, I probably could. Well, I mean, dude, this is a fucking closed school live call. You don't got to get in a suit for this, but if you were going to sell something, if you wanted to sell me something, you got 15 minutes of my time and you're prospectively going to come in and sell my business, your goods and services, and you didn't fucking consciously think to yourself, how do I look? Is this the best I can look? That's the lesson. Is this the best I can look? Because that's what you should be thinking when you look in the mirror every single day. Before you leave your house and go to battle. Not before you freaking go to your friend's house and watch movies. Who gives a shit? You're going to your friend's house to watch movies. Well, what if you had a selling situation on the way? Dude, I don't get that dramatic. Okay, that's stupid. Like, let's just, be prepared when it's time to be prepared. Hey, I'm going to go to work today. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself, very simply, is this the best I can look? And if the answer is no, where you going, Clint?
Nowhere fast.
Where you going, bro? Like, slow down, Chief. Let's go answer that question with a yes. Yes, this is the best I can fucking look. Look at me. Damn, I look good. Now you're ready. Now you got swagger. Now you got style and appearance. And notice I didn't tell you, get your hair cut short, get rid of your all facial hair. Why? Because that's a style. That's somebody's opinion. Style and swagger to me, style and appearance to me is, do you think you look good? Because, dude, I guarantee you right now, if I slapped a freaking McDonald's uniform on you and said, hey, you're about to go to your 20-year reunion, you think you look good? You'd be like, hell no. Why? Well, because I hope after 20 years you ain't still working at McDonald's. I ain't saying does your ass look good in those pants. Who gives a shit? We're talking about like appearance. And have you ever saw people that looked a little bit insecure, looked a little bit frazzled, looked a little bit frumpy? Sure we have. Certainly we have. Okay, so do you think they're asking those questions before they walk out the door? So from now on, moving forward, again, you guys want habits? These are the habits of kick-ass top salespeople. You are very aware of your appearance, your swagger, your style, your look. You're very aware of it. Why? Well, because you focus on it every day. You're asking yourself every damn day, shit, is this as good as I can look? Because if it's not as good as I can look, what are you doing, bro? Now, some people might say, well, I can't afford the clothes I'd need to look as good as I think I can look. Okay, well, that's the reason you don't have the money to buy the clothes, because you ain't wearing them. It's all up here. The better you look, at least the better you think you look, the better you feel. That's a fact. Because we can all remember, dude, when we're looking in the mirror, maybe it was prom, maybe it was our first date, maybe it's when we met our spouses, who knows what mushy shit might come about. But we know that we've all looked real good before, haven't we? And by the way, if you've never felt like, damn, I look good, I feel bad for you. Raise your hand if you've never thought ever in your whole entire life, damn, dude, I look fucking good. And I'm not talking about looks and teeth and all that. I'm talking about clothes. Looks and teeth go through with it, by the way. And I always say teeth. People are always like, Brad, I can't believe you're saying that to people. Why not? Love ain't lies, okay? If you can afford white teeth and you have yellow teeth, I would suggest go get those sumbitches pearly white and watch how differently you're treated in society. Watch how many more sales you make. If you've been thinking about it, do it. Okay? If you got so many teeth missing, it looks like your tongue's in jail, go get them fixed. I was at a Driven event one time where they paid like $2,000 for a ticket. And I told the whole entire crowd, if you got jacked up teeth and you're sitting in this audience right now, you got your priorities all fucked up. I said, I wouldn't be sitting here trying to improve my mind until I improved my teeth. Like, dude, you got to go get your teeth fixed. You can't be buying $2,000 tickets to freaking conventions if your teeth are all jacked up. Like, everybody was like, holy shit, I can't believe you just said that. Well, 2 or 3 years later, I was at the same event because I spoke there every year since. Everyone thought I'd never speak there again, and they've been calling me back ever since. But 2 or 3 years later, dude, I see these people at the bar, dude. Right? They're smiling all big and shit. That statement caused them to leave the event and go get their teeth fixed. And they said they've never smiled more. Everything changed. Their whole world's brighter. Everybody's happier. Holy moly, it changed their life. And all it was a better looking grill. Do you know why? Because they thought they looked better. Now, let me ask you a question. Is it possible that they could have felt that way even without getting their teeth fixed? Certainly, but that's confidence. So how do we get that confidence? How do we get that style and swagger? Because if we think about it, if we know we look good, we feel good, we know that confidence isn't necessarily suit and tie, but more how do you feel? And you realize that like even like you ever see people with like, sometimes I see people that look messy. They look unkempt, I like to say. Kempt, that's a word. Alexa, define unkempt.
The adjective unkempt is usually defined as not combed. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for unkempt.
Yeah, not combed is what it means officially. But frumpy, slashy, messy. So why are they like that? Makes no sense to me. Like when they get up in the morning, and they're about to leave the house and go into battle, do they just not look in the mirror at all? Do you not know that your shirt and your pants don't match? Do you not know that your shoes look like you just got out of a kickball tournament? Do you not know that you wore the same shit yesterday and you got freaking crust or something on the shirt? Can you not see the dandruff or whatever that is? You can't see all that? Or you're not looking? Because if you guys are thinking, oh, he's funny. Dude, let me ask you, raise your hand if you've seen anyone like this. Okay, we've all seen them, which means Guys, it could be you. But no one told you. I'll tell you why. Because love ain't lies. That's why. I'm trying to get you better. Okay? If you just said, man, that guy's a dick, but I'm way better because of him, then I'm happy. So again, I'm not walking around hinting towards anybody with their teeth, because I don't believe it or not, without my readers, I can't really see your teeth anyway, even if you're close up. But you see your teeth. So again, are your teeth kick ass or are your teeth not kick ass? If they're not kick ass, go to the dentist. Go get your teeth kick ass. Go get your wardrobe kick ass. Do you take care of your wardrobe? When you walk into your closet, are there colors? Are you organized? Or is it just a big pile of messy shit? Because if you don't take care of your clothes, your shit ain't organized, then you don't see them as resources. You don't see them as tools. You don't see them as assets. And that's where we need to fix you. Because, dude, your wardrobe and your clothes are assets. But you have to think like that. Like, I don't buy 10 cheap shirts. I buy one good one. I swear to you, I'd rather wear the same good shirt every day than a good shirt one day and shitty shirts 5 days in a row. Because I only have, 6 shirts. And I need to rotate them. Nope, I'll wear the same good shirt every day. I don't have 5 shitty shirts. You won't go in my closet and see anything shitty. I will never hold up something in my closet and be like, yeah, that's cheap, but I use it to work out. Nope, I don't even work out in shitty shit. Like, my play clothes are nicer than most people's, nice clothes. Remember when you're a little kid and you'd say, go get your play clothes on? When I was little, I literally came home from school and my mom would tell me, go take your good clothes off and put on your play clothes. Well, what are my play clothes? That was a shitty pair of jeans and a shitty old t-shirt and some shitty old shoes. You guys walking around in life in your play clothes? Are you guys walking around in your play clothes through life, folks? When you walk into your closet, is it organized? And again, you don't have to answer, so you'd be embarrassed, even though it's funny when we single people out and embarrass them and use them as the joke. But at the end of the day, it may be true. Listen. Will you ever catch my closet in a mess? Absolutely. Sometimes I'll try shit on and throw it down, try shit on, throw it down. But I've got a magic floor. My floor, literally, anything I throw on it will find its way back on the hanger. It is the most craziest shit you've ever seen in your whole life. And I love it. So I get away with murder. But my wife, she's got a magic purse. No matter how much money she spends, more just keeps coming back in it. Like, at the end of the day, I got a magic floor, she got a magic purse, and we're both happy. See what I'm saying? So will you catch my closet dirty? Absolutely, guys. I'm no angel. You will catch my closet dirty. I'm not saying if you have a dirty closet, you're a piece of shit. I'm not saying if you have a dirty closet, you're not a very good salesperson. I'm saying let's shift our mindset to realize that clothes are an asset. Do you have French cuffs and cuff links and pocket squares and monogram sleeves? No? Well, then did you do as good as you could have? Because the answer is no. Now, if you're like, well, I don't like French cuffs. I don't like cuff links. Well, now I'd question your style, personally. But, everybody's got their own style. So I don't, I'd question it. Why? Because, dude, fucking nothing's cooler than cuff links. Hold up that shirt, Daniel. I'll bet you that's one of them button shirts, ain't it? You know how I can tell? Because you got buttons on your collar. You got buttons holding down your collar. You know what you're supposed to have there? Collar stays. You're supposed to have those big 3-inch collars, freaking old school.
I just put it on because I want to be a salesman out there in the car lot.
Dude, old Mad Money style. You know what I'm saying? I remember, when we'd wear the ties and put on the old freaking tie clips. We thought that was the coolest thing ever. Some people didn't like tie clips. I didn't like tie clips. I didn't necessarily like ties either. Like, right now I say to myself, dude, I'm not wearing a suit ever again unless I'm getting married or getting buried. And either one wouldn't be up to me. So it ain't my fault. The other times I'm going to be wearing what I want to wear. Why? Because I believe that's part of my psyche. I've earned it. Okay? I don't have to wear anything I don't want to wear. And when I think about what do I want to wear when I walk out of my house, I'm not thinking, well, I got to go sell people. I got to go close deals. I got to go make money. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking, what do I want to wear as almost if it's a real question, as almost an award or reward, I should say. I get to wear whatever I want because I did what I've done. Okay, good. What is that? Nothing compared to what other people have done. So isn't it all perspective? It certainly is. I could change that perspective very easily by saying, listen, I know that the better I look, the better I feel. I know the better I feel, the more I will sell. And if that's, again, 1 + 1 = 2, that's that how simple that is to understand, because that's how simple it is. Well, then I would walk up every single day before I left my house going out to battle, and I would say, do I look as good as I possibly can? And the answer needs to be yes. Yes, I do. Like, do I look as good as I can today? Yes, I do. Why? Because, dude, out of all the freaking shit I had to wear, dude, this one's bitching. And look at that, goes along with it, dude. Little white gold Yachtmaster. Pow! I got some kick-ass freaking black faded jeans with a little Louis belt and some kick-ass golden goose. You know, it's all tits from start to finish. It's just a style that may not agree with you. Well, yeah, Daniel looks better. He looks more professional. Well, according to what some people's style, and by the way, the majority would agree. Why? Because statistically, dressing nice is associated with sales. If you're going to sell something, you should be dressing nice. A lot of people will teach you don't dress nice because you don't want to look like you make too much money. Because if you look like you make too much money, now people don't want to do business with you. Guys, that's a bunch of shit. Don't believe that for 1 second. People want to buy from successful people. People want to see that you are successful at what you're doing. I want to buy a house from someone who sells a lot of them. I want to buy cars from people who sell a lot of them. I want to deal with people that are successful. If you're a broke loser, and I say loser sparingly because, I'm not talking about all the circumstances where he wasn't really a loser. He was just down on his luck, boo-hoo. This, just your basic general, you're kind of a loser. I don't want to buy a car from a loser. I don't want to buy a house from a loser. I don't want to buy your shit if you're a loser. Who does? Raise your hand if you want to buy it from a loser. Now, again, some people might go, wait a minute, Brad. If they're losers, they need us more than ever. So we'll buy it. No, that's called being charitable. We're not talking about being charitable. I'm charitable. I'm talking about professional. I'm talking about realistic. I'm talking about what is the answer if you had your choice to deal with someone. Would you want to deal with someone very successful, or would you want to deal with someone that was fucking losing? If anybody can say losing, put your thumb up so I can call upon you and we can have a discussion. Don't be scared. If you're scared, buy a dog and go to church. Okay, good. So nobody believes that. Good, because nobody should believe that. The better you look, the better you feel. The better you feel, the better you do. Period. Every day you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror, is this as good as I can look? The answer should be yes. If the answer is not yes, where you going, kid? Where you going, dude? Where you heading? I'd be like, dude, I'm your coach and mentor, and you're walking out half-assed. Where you going, Jackson? Where you headed? Like, you moving? I see sometimes people show up here to work. Now I have multiple businesses, but my main one's Lightspeed. I got a big old kick-ass office, and I come here for all my companies because, I operate them all out of here, but this is mainly a Lightspeed building. And I see people show up, and I go, dude, were you moving today? You moving? What are you doing? Looks like you're moving. Looks like you don't give a fuck who might come in today. Looks like you don't give a rat's dick about anything. That's what it looks like. Now again, is that a good image that you want to display to not only your freaking customers but your boss and your coworkers? No. You want to look like you give a shit. You want to be sharp. You want to be neat. You want to be clean. You want to be tight. Like if I wore a suit right now, dude, my collars would have collar stays. You guys know what collar stays are? You should. And if you don't, you better figure it out. My shirts would have collar stays. I'd have cufflinks. I'd have a monogram on my sleeve. Anytime you ever catch me in a suit, walk up. Bet you money, I got fucking French cuffs. I got cufflinks. I got a pocket square. And I got a monogram on my sleeve with either my signature or my initials. Why? Because that's dressed. That's dressed. That's nice. Now again, my style. I like jeans versus slacks. If you're wearing a badass $500 pair of jeans, right color, right texture, a kick-ass sport coat, a badass custom-made shirt with French cuffs, cufflinks, monogram, pocket square, and a frickin' kick-ass watch, and preferably a Mont Blanc on the inside pocket. Know what I'm saying? A little Mont Blanc-y. If you guys don't know what a Mont Blanc is, again, you're not necessarily in sales, are you? There he goes. There's Monty right there. So, I mean, I used to buy everybody that started at my company a Monte Blanco for Christmas. A little Monte Blanco action. Why? Well, because, dude, if you don't have a Mont Blanc, you're not necessarily in sales. If you don't know what it is, you're definitely not in sales. You think you are. We got to get you into sales. But anyway, that's dress. That's nice. That's badass. If I saw, and by the way, a pair of nice shoes with those jeans, not tennis shoes. Have you seen the new style lately where they're wearing tennis shoes with suits?
Yeah. It's crazy.
That is the ugliest shit I've ever seen. Like, that is so stupid, I can't even believe it. Why would you wear a suit and then tennis shoes? If you're gonna wear a suit, wear fucking dress shoes. The watch I wear, the shoes I wear, and the shit that comes out of my mouth. Collectively, they're going to judge you. So why would you make it easy for someone to poorly judge you? You wouldn't. Hey, you want to spend an hour a week with me helping you become a business badass? Well, check out my group in the link below. So anyway, I want you to be aware that this is a fact, and I want to ask anybody here what questions you guys have about style and appearance. Like style and appearance, folks. And by the way, it could be opinion, could be conceit. Like I could say, so tell me, Clint, do you think you look good? And he's like, fuck yeah, I look good. And we all would agree and vote, no, you don't. But he actually believes he does. That's what matters. He's going to be more successful selling if he actually believes that than if someone was just saying that because they'd feel stupid saying, you know, no, I could have done better. I just didn't. Well, why didn't you do any better? I don't know. Maria? Maria, did I get a haircut? Swagger, call him. Like I'm going to go to do this thing in Phoenix on Saturday. A speech, a keynote speech. I got to get a haircut. Why? Dude, there ain't nothing wrong with my hair. It ain't that bad. You hear what I said? It ain't that bad. Do I think this is the best it's ever looked? Hell no! You think I'm going on stage without the fucking freshie? Hell no! Does it matter? I ain't selling them nothing. I am selling them something. I'm selling them me. I'm selling them freaking everything. Like, dude, what are you talking about? When I go out on stage, I'm selling. People say, but you never sell anything when you're on stage. Shit, that's how good I am. I sold you everything. You don't even know that I sold you, and I sold you. And as people start to, wake up and get a little, better sense of style, and they start hanging around people, that maybe make more money, and then you start to realize, damn, what you used to think was kick-ass isn't. You know what I mean? Like when I first met my wife, she thought Coach purses was freaking living. So funny. Now, again, like, I'm not making fun of people with a Coach purse. Half of you girls might be going, fuck you, I got a Coach. Hey, I'm not saying anything bad about Coach. They might make quality products. But you start hanging out with people that make more and more and more money, nobody's buying Coach anymore. The real money, they're buying shit we never even heard of, okay? Like Birkin bags, okay? Like, now everyone's kind of heard of it because of social media, but dude, Birkin bags, they start at like $25,000, $30,000. Who the hell would have a purse for $25,000 or $30,000? That's stupid shit. That's when we're going back to Coach. The second she wants a Birkin bag, I'm going to say, babe, you need a Coach. That's what you need. But,
Can you talk about wearing cologne and smelling good?
well, dude, I mean, literally, if I called my wife on the phone right now and I ask her how many cologne bottles does she think I have roughly, how many do you think she would say?
40.
Let's see what she says. Call Melissa Lee.
Calling Melissa Lee iPhone.
Let's see what she says. This will tell you what I think about cologne. She might have got an avalanche of my cologne bottles on her, so that's why she ain't answering the phone.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh, she ain't answering my phone. What is she doing? Oh my God! By the way, if you're like that, folks, you got mental issues. Our mind's always race. She ain't answering her phone. What's going on? What could possibly be wrong? Is she over at the neighbors? Is that Friday?
Yes.
Okay. If she would have answered, she would have probably said 100. I give away 10, 20 bottles every time friends come over. Hello?
Hello.
Where were you? The neighbors or something?
No, I was taking stuff out to the garage.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Suitcases and
If you,
laundry.
if you had to guess how many bottles of cologne I have, how many would you say?
100.
That's fucking hilarious. I said that's what you'd say. But how many do I really
should
have?
say 1,000, but like 100 really.
I really have 100?
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe more?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, like, if I'm looking at it, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you have so much cologne. Why do you have so much cologne?
Do I believe in
takes
cologne?
It takes up a drawer, a whole big drawer, and all underneath your cabinet and above your cabinet.
Do I ever forget cologne?
No,
Do I wear cologne every single day?
every single day.
How come?
Because you want to smell good.
There you go.
Pretty.
All right, I love you. Hey, now see how easy that is right there? Shit. Why? Because you want to smell good. Exactly. So what do I think about cologne? I think you should wear it. Now, again, some people would say, well, it could offend some people. I don't give a fuck. If you prefer that I smell like eau de sweat, I'm not hanging around you much anyway. Okay? I don't want to hang around a bunch of earthy stink people. Okay? Not interested. Like, again, if a chick has a bunch of hair under her arms and she smells like sweat, she can do that. Like, good for her, but I'm not hanging around her. Celine's like, all pissed because she knows I just described her perfectly. No one on this call obviously is going to be doing that, but there's people in the world that do that. And again, they might not like cologne is my point. And that's okay. You're not going to make everyone happy, Clint. But if you ask Brad Lee, would you recommend cologne? Yes, I'd recommend cologne. Okay, and I'd recommend soap, and I'd recommend toothbrush and fucking toothpaste, and I'd recommend wiping your ass more than once. Don't wipe so, you figure the undies will get the rest. Wipe until it bleeds if you have to. My personal favorite, wet wipes. Yes, adults can use wet wipes. See, like that's common sense. That's the same as cologne. Wiping your ass and cologne, same thing. Showering every day. Like, dude, has anybody ever went a day without showering? Girls do it more than guys do it. But I can tell you there's guys that go days without showering. Like, dude, I cannot understand how that's possible. You wake up in the morning. You must take a shower. You don't look fresh. You got to take a shower. Every single day. 2 times a day if possible. I like taking a shower right before I go to bed too. Just so it's nice and freaking fresh and it's all awesome. And then when you wake up, you're not really needing to shower. You just rinse. It's quicker. But at the end of the day, obviously everyone on here is already showering daily, so we don't have to go into that too much. But you guys get my point? I'm telling you right now, dude, you want to smell good. There's no question. Do you want to smell good? Now, the question is what smells good? Because I can tell you there's one cologne, and it's expensive. And whenever I smell it on a guy, I run from the guy. There's a guy that I like, but I can't hang around him because he wears this cologne that is so fucking gross. It's unbelievable. It's like patchouli for men or something. It's like this nasty ass. And by the way, you know, it's expensive. I think it's a Louis Vuitton brand. I forget. It's hard to even pronounce. But when you wear that, or he wears that, I should say, because I don't smell it all the time. But no matter who wears it, like I go ugh. But every time he wants to come up, what's up, and give me, like, you know, do the handshake, half hug type thing, my voice changes. It's like because he pours it on. Guys, if you're doing more than 2 pumps, it's too much. Dude, a little squirt on your wrist, rubs on the other wrist, and then maybe a mist behind an ear. That's it. Maybe you squirt it and walk through it. You just want to have a vague fragrance of cologne. You don't want to smell like you bathed in cologne. And by the way, I know there's women on this call. Same thing goes with perfume. Okay? We want to smell a vague fragrance. We don't want to smell a French whorehouse. Like, you know, you put on too much cologne, dude, I don't care if you're male or female, it's too much. Don't do it. It's stupid. You stink. And you stink even if you smell good. Because sometimes, believe it or not, you find a really nice smelling fragrance and pump, 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 pump. Everyone will be like, oh, damn, dog, what'd you do? Because it's too much. So a good bottle of cologne, that's why my wife always wonders why I have so many. A good bottle of cologne will last like, I don't even think I've ever ran out. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally, that's exaggerating because I have ran out before, but very rare do I run out. Like I still got 3/4 of a bottle of Obsession. Remember Obsession? Now again, if you guys didn't wear Obsession back in the day, you better go get some right now. You don't want to miss out. You want to go through some part of your life wearing Obsession. You know, believe it or not, when I was young and didn't have any money, I wore a cologne called Stetson. You ever heard of Stetson? If you can find Stetson cologne, dude, I'm telling you, girls would always wonder what it is. I'd get mauled by people wanting to know what it was, but I was embarrassed because we bought it at it's like a stupid cheap one. And they'd say, what is that cologne? I'd say, I'm not telling. Oh, I can't tell you. And it was Stetson. Freaking great, dude. And then the girls, any girl that ever wore, what was it? Gloria Vanderbilt. Holy shit, dude. I'd follow them around the mall if I even smelled Gloria Vanderbilt. So again, everyone's got their own, smell with certain fragrances. So you got to find something that works. But whatever you do, don't make it heavy. But make sure you have on cologne. Anyone here doesn't wear cologne or perfume because of the health reasons and the hippie reasons? Everybody wear deodorant? Good. Because, dude, there's people out there, there's titanium in deodorant and you're giving yourself some cancer. I'd rather stink and die at 80. I mean, I'd rather smell good and die at 80 than stink for 100 years. Personally. You want me to say that again? Think about it. I'd rather smell good and die at 80 than stink for 100 years. Honestly, I don't want to be the guy that stinks. Do you? And that goes with smoking cigars, smoking cigarettes. If you guys smoke, I'm telling you guys right now, you stink. Okay? You go smoke a cigar, you stink. You come back from the bar, you smoked a cigar, you stink. You come back to the job from smoking a cigar or a cigarette, you stink. Wash your hands, do what you got to do, don't stink. Does that answer your question, Clint? I believe in cologne.
Yeah, it does. I've all heard that, like, you use the term, man, you walk into a room, you smell like a French whorehouse, and I'm a little bigger guy, you know, I got a little extra, and I think I need to smell better because you know, if you're a little bigger, should be working on that, of course, too, but you need to do more to be clean and smell good and look good.
Well, dude, again, I mean, technically you're right. So it's eating, and you know, you maintain, but do not compensate with cologne. Like, dude, my assistant out here, she will try to compensate cologne for cigarette smoking. She'll go smoke a cigarette and think her cologne will mask it. It doesn't. So don't put on too much cologne, Clint. I can see you now, and I can smell you right now. I smell cologne right now. You're like a freaking cologne junkie, aren't you?
No, not particularly. I do usually one, like you said, on my wrist and my neck. But I do believe in, like, if you walk by someone, you know, and you get a whiff of them, I would a lot rather have a pleasant smell and smell like musty laundry, or, you know, like they haven't cleaned. And I believe people feel the same way about me when I walk by, that person smells good, they're clean probably, right?
Well, dude, you don't want to smell like pea or pancake batter either. I mean, dude, listen, I've walked over to people before, look, and they're all unkempt. They're all, you know, their whites look dingy, and they're just like, you know, they just look dirty. You know, like they got grease on their neck, and their neck is multicolored. You ever see the guys I'm talking about where is that dirt on their neck? What is that? But it's almost like they didn't wash. They're not clean, and they smell like pee. Like a vague hint of pee. Like I would not go to their house if they invited me, because I would think that I will smell like that when I leave their home. Have you ever went into somebody's home and it stunk like pee or something nasty? I'm always worried when someone comes to my house, because we have dogs. Is it going to smell like pee or poop? So I'm like obsessive with the maids and everything. Like no pee or poop allowed. And by the way, one of the dogs that my wife rescued pees and poops in the house. Thank God it's this big, and I keep threatening to kill the dog, but they don't believe me anymore because I've never done it. But it pees and poops sometimes in the house. Dude, you don't want to be that as a human being. So obviously, dude, if you know, do not smell like pee. Do not smell like freaking sweat. And again, if someone says, hey, dude, listen, I just sweat a lot. Guys, then you need to take multiple showers. See, the solution is so easy, it's crazy. But people, oh, that's inconvenient. Oh, it's inconvenient taking a shower. Why don't you just stop wiping your ass? You're going to shit again. Why don't you just stop altogether? Like, why waste the toilet paper? It's just going to happen again. You know what, dude? If I don't have toilet paper, after I go drop a deuce, I'll jump in the fucking shower. Why? Well, dude, there ain't no, I ain't going to wipe this time. There's no such thing. Now, those are the extremes. You guys are thinking, well, obviously, Brad. Well, okay, well, we're not talking about that, but it's the same principle as walking out of your house without thinking that you look very good. Or knowing that you could look better, but you don't have time. Because if you don't have time, were you prepared? Did you get prepared? No. Are you doing what I'm teaching? No. Why? Because the first thing I tell you to do is get prepared. So if you're like, I don't have time to get prepared, well, then you're unprepared. That's why you don't have time. We have time if we're prepared. Like if I know I got to get up and go to my office at 8 o'clock in the morning, well, then I know that I need to be up at 5 a.m. Why? Because I got about 3 hours of shit to do before I get to the office. That's why. Roughly. I don't say, hey, I'll wake up when I wake up. Now, that's what happens, by the way. Once you get to the elite level like I am, you can literally tell yourself when to wake up and you'll wake up. Anyone can do that right now besides me? Yeah, dude, isn't it crazy? Like, dude, that's a gift right there. I can tell myself I'm gonna wake up at 5:02, and I swear to God, I open my eyes, I look at the clock, and it goes 5:01, click 5:02. It's the craziest shit ever. I can literally get it down to the minute. And sometimes it's off. Sometimes I'll wake up and I'm 20 minutes ahead of when I said I would wake up. It's never been after I said I'd wake up. It's always been before. But point being is, that's called preparation. That's called being intelligent. That's called being responsible. Obviously, we're going to sell more. We're going to be better people because of that. Look, without my readers, I can't tell Galky from Jay Carter. Look, if they both had sunglasses on, I'll be like, what the hell, dude? And it's almost like their beards are opposite. Like Jay's is black on the outside, gray on the inside. And Galky's is black on the inside, gray on the outside.
We do that so you can't tell us apart.
If you guys kissed, you'd have perfectly brown beards.
No Bud Light.
And that's another thing with beards. Again, and by the way, guys, everyone has their own style. I'm not talking about period. There's people that like certain styles no matter what I say. But if you have a beard, you want to make it, somewhat shaped. You know what I'm saying? Like it needs to be kempt or kept. Like I got a buddy, he's got a big old long beard. He just ain't cut it in like 10 years. And it's just big, long, straggly ass beard. Like that don't look as good as a freaking nice, well-groomed beard. You know what I'm saying? Now, if someone wants to grow it out long, because it's hard to do, and it's one of those big, full, long-ass beards, you see those people putting the beard oil in it, where it's like this big old badass, fucking nice, full-ass beard. But it's long. It's not necessarily kept, but it's long, but it's soft, isn't it? It looks freaking badass and full, doesn't it? Why? Because they're caring for their beard. That's all I'm saying. Care about what you look like. Care about where your appearance. Even if it's appearance, let's say you're a biker. Okay, dude, certain biker, stereotypes, they have an appearance. Like if I say picture a biker, you picture the leather vests and, the beards and the tattoos. Well, you can be a freaking badass, top-notch, clean-ass looking biker. You know what I'm saying? You can be a clean-ass looking preppy. You can be a clean-ass looking, jock. There's all kinds of looks that you can adopt, and I think they're all okay as long as you think you look good, because if you don't think you look good, it doesn't matter what other people think. If you didn't think you look good and you've got an attitude and a almost a complex all day long, you're not going to sell very much. Some people might, oh man, he looks great, man. Look at that guy, sharp as hell, but you're over there all negative and shit. It's not good. It's the opposite. I could say, dude, I don't really like your choice of style, but you're sharp. You look good. Your clothes are pressed. Your shoes are clean. Your fingernails are clean. You know what I'm saying? Your face is clean. Your ears are clean. Have you ever seen somebody turn their head and their ear was filled with fucking wax and flakes? Have you ever seen it or no? What do you think in your head? Do you think yum or do you think ooh? As soon as somebody thinks ooh, you just missed an opportunity. You just got damaged a little bit. You just lost the war a smidge. Now, if you think of it like that, now tomorrow when you wake up and you go, do I look good? Shit, now you're checking your ears. Diggy, 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 diggy. Diggy, 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 diggy. Is anybody else like me where we clean up before the maid comes? Why do we do that? Like the maid's coming to clean, but we got to clean so the maid doesn't have to clean as much because we feel guilty that she has to clean at all, let alone as much as she would have had to clean had we not cleaned before the maid came. Well, and when I say we, not me, because I refuse to. I pay for the maid. I say, babe, I'm not cleaning for the maid to come, okay? The maid is supposed to clean. That's why I'm paying her. So my wife and my mother-in-law will run around and pick up. I mean, they're not scrubbing or anything, but they clean before the maid comes over. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Okay, so if we're worried about that, guys, why wouldn't we be worried about everything? We want that style and that swagger. We want that freaking confidence. We want to be able to walk down the street knowing we look good. You know, you got a beard, like line it up. Bing, 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 bing. Eyebrows, whack them down some. You ever see the guys with the eyebrows and they're all freaking furry and wiry and crazy? I usually see older people with that. Or, yeah, like buffed out, like nose hairs that are just bushing out. Sometimes my little girl's like, you better go clip your nose hairs, Dad. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, I can see all your hairs. I'm like, dude, you're looking up my nose. Can you see them outside my nose? That's the question. If you can look them up in the nose, guess what? There's supposed to be hair in your nose. But if I can see you got hair coming out of your nose, that's the line. Chop them back up in there, where someone would have to look up in there to see it. And if you don't like that, get them waxed, where they just freaking yank it all out, your ear and your nose. Again, would that make you a metrosexual? And by the way, is there anything wrong with a metrosexual? Because based on the definition, I'm a metrosexual. It makes me sound kind of lame, but based on the definition, Alexa, what is a metrosexual?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, metrosexual is a heterosexual man who enjoys shopping, fashion, and similar interests traditionally associated with women or gay men.
No, then I kind of still am metrosexual because I do like shopping for certain things, but I don't shop like normal people. I go in and I know exactly what I want, and I'm like, boom, 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 give me one of those, two of those, three of those, four of those, let's go. I don't shop like my wife shops, where like 2 hours later, she might have found a shirt. Like, come on. We're not looking. She doesn't go shopping, she goes looking. But I thought a metrosexual meant like you moisturize, you know, at night if you can. Why? Well, because I don't want wrinkles. So yeah, I'll fucking moisturize. Why? Well, because that's how you don't get wrinkles. So it's like just common sense shit that most people won't do, and then they get old, right? And then they look old, and then they wonder why everybody's making fun of them and why they can't get laid and why they can't get a job and why they don't look very good and yada, yada, yada. And it's because you didn't moisturize, bitch. I mean, not literally, but you guys see what I'm saying. It's because you didn't pay attention to the details, man. You didn't focus. You didn't say to yourself, hey, I can be better than this. I can prevent, right? We're all going to get old, dudes and dudettes. We're all going to get old. The question is, are you doing what you can to fight it? Because if you're not, why aren't you? That's my question. Well, I don't give a fuck. Well, good. I do. I want to sell more, and I know by selling more, I need to look as good as I can look. I need to feel as good as I can feel. My mental game needs to be strong. I need to be on it. I need to be confident. I need to be freaking quick, sharp. And in order to do that, you know, I'm constantly thinking, how can I improve? Now, if it means, hey, rub this lotion on your face before you go to bed every night and you wake up with nicer skin, why wouldn't you rub lotion on your face going to sleep? It's not like I'm trying to get everybody to buy my lotion. By the way, I do have a skin lotion I've developed, and it works wonders. It's called Real Lotion. It's $29.99 a tube. If you guys would like some, go to reallotion.com. It also acts as a lubricant, which is nice. Someone's like, what's that website? I'm joking, folks. I'm joking. There's no lotion. But I'm not joking about putting lotion on, you know. Do I do it every single night? No, because sometimes like I'm, you know, tired. I lay down for a second thinking I'm going to watch TV and then, you know, get ready for bed if that's a thing. And the next thing you know, I'm waking up in the morning. Why? Well, because I just fell asleep. I don't care. I didn't have to take off my makeup. I'm not a girl. But at the end of the day, if I'm walking around and it's time to go to bed and, you know, I'm going to get prepared, go to bed, take a shower, boom, throw on the frickin', you know, night serum or whatever the shit's called or the stuff is called. Don't be talking language with little ones watching. Right, Selena's child? All right, well, listen. Whatever you guys can do this week, here's the exercise. Go through your closet. Look at everything that you wear. Again, if it's your favorite pants that you wear on the weekends to mow the lawn, we're not talking about that. We're talking about how do you go out in the world and look. Is your hoodie the best hoodie it can be? Are all your clothes assets? Are all your clothes tools? Because if you can't go through your closet and say, that's an asset, that's a liability, then we get you what's called a stylist. But ultimately, all you have to do for the exercise is go through your closet. And I want you to put a pile on the right that you're going to give to Goodwill. You're done with it. It's served your purposes. It's over now. You'll never wear it again. Why? Because this conversation just elevated your awareness. And why in the hell would you ever wear that ever again, knowing what we talked about today? So you get rid of it. You throw it in that pile. Get rid of. Give it to the Goodwill. Give it to your friend. Give it to another sales guy. Give it to your cousin. Give it away. Sell it. Put it in a garage sale. Whatever. Get rid of it. It's gone. And then that leaves the remainder of your stuff where in your mind, everything in that freaking closet is an asset. And you start treating it like an asset, and you start organizing it like an asset, and then you start adding to those assets. So when you go buy something, you're buying quality, not quantity. And you start to build that collection. And then hopefully you don't get into watches because that'll make you crazy. But, you start getting into things, My cufflinks, I have hundreds of cufflinks. They're all badass. My cufflinks will always match. Ties I got away from. Pocket squares, I have hundreds of them. And you start to see it as almost a tool. Because how you dress governs how you feel, and how you feel determines how you do. And people are judging you. So go through your closet. Go throw away the shit you don't want. Go throw away the shit you shouldn't be wearing. Get rid of it. It'll create space for something new. And then what's left, organize it. Like you go into my closet, dude, all my white shirts. If I'm looking for a white shirt, there's all my white shirts. There's all my blue shirts. There's all my black shirts. What else is there? Nothing. Blue, black, or white is pretty much all you'll ever catch me in. Now, sometimes, there's a pink and, there's an olive green. Yeah, sometimes when I wear my camouflage shoes. But you can see exactly where they are when you walk in my closet. Why? Because to me, dude, it's an outfit. It's a costume. It's a swagger. Come out. All right, what else? Anything else? 5:07. We good?
Thank you for the inspiration to organize my closet better.
Hey, you guys, believe it or not, it will help your sales.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I have my shoes in person organized, but like my clothes, I tend to, but I do colorize. Like I organize by color, but I do tend to let the folded stuff go. So you've given me inspiration.
Good. Well, that's the purpose. And again, like you see that admiral in the Navy that was talking about making your bed. Just a little thing like making your bed in the morning starts off this.
Every single morning.
It's the same thing with your closet, guys. It's the same thing with your cupboards. Go into your pantry, rearrange, organize your pantry. You start to realize, I'm never going to eat that. This is outdated. And then you look at your pantry and it's all kick-ass. And you feel good for a minute until it all of a sudden gets crowded again. Why? Because you're bringing home new crap. Next thing you know, you're just throwing stuff. That's called laziness, by the way. If you were obsessed and your pantry was like it belonged on MTV Cribs, people would come over and they would envy you. Oh my God, how are you so organized? Being organized, dude, is a skill set. It's a talent. It's a habit that you want. Like I want to improve my organizational skills. I'm a little bit lazy because in my mind, if I'm paying someone to do it, I shouldn't have to. When in reality, that's my responsibility at the end of the day. So if I pay someone to do it and they do it, I don't have to, great. If you want to pay someone, great, but make sure it's done. That's what's important. But yeah, thank you.
Hey Brad, I got one question for you. What I've noticed, even the guys out there doing all the buff shit, all the buff.
You muted. I can't hear you.
Where
All
I don't see
the hold
right
on. You
now.
said I lost you when you said all the dudes doing the buff shit.
Yeah, I said that what I'm noticing here is that everybody looks like, a lot of it look like they're clones. You know, people who stand out in history as far as dresses, they're more original. And I'm not seeing as much as I would like to. So
Well-
it kind of stands out. Like Steve Harvey's laughing, going, "My God, I'm 65, I'm a fashion icon." Well, he separated himself, so.
I don't know, dude. I know a lot of people that dress like Steve Harvey. Pee Wee Herman separated himself. You want to look like him?
Not particularly.
Exactly. I'm not sure. I mean, I guarantee you, dude, I can show you 10 people that dress. Because Steve Harvey, when you think of how he dresses, I mean, it's sharp. You know, sometimes a little too far. Like on that one movie where that dude goes, "You got to coordinate." He had the mushroom liner and the mushroom belt, and it's like, you know, you got to coordinate. It's too much sometimes. You know, the colors sometimes too much. You know, a bright purple kick-ass suit. Well, the fact that it's bright purple with you know, gold, you know, shoes, it might be too much. But again, whose opinion? Mine. Someone else might think it's awesome. Well, again, dude, because whenever you see those people in those suits, what do you see? You see pride. You see freaking them strutting. Why? Because, dude, they think they look like a freaking champ.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. It ain't what everybody else thinks. It's what you think. So go look good for yourself, not everybody else. Look in the mirror and say, I can't look any better today. Like today when I looked in the mirror, I literally said, I need a haircut. Why? Well, because it's just, I can look better. My hair's looked better. Well, due to that, I need a haircut. Now, the only reason you wouldn't get a haircut is if you're Jay Carter, and as an example. There's no reason to get a haircut if you're bald. But if you're not bald, folks, and you have hair, guess what? You need to keep that shit cut clean. Like fresh. Don't you know how when you get out of the frickin', if you got a good stylist, don't you ever get out of the frickin' hair place and frickin' you feel sharp as shit because everything's lined up and it's frickin' tight and it's clean. Dude, you want to do that all over your body. That's the same feeling you want from head to toe. Including cologne, including brushing fresh breath, including frickin' fingernails. I go in and get frickin' manicures, and then I have them buff my nails where they're shiny, almost like there's polish on them. Almost got me killed one time in jail, or at least beat up. I was in jail one time for 6 days, and I had a manicure, fresh manicure right before I went to jail. And fucking everybody thought I was the police. And I'm like, well, why would you think the police have shiny nails? Like, why does a manicure mean police? Like, that's just stupid. And the guy kept saying, dude, they're fitting to jump you. This dude just kept walking up to me, goes, dude, they're fitting to jump you. I go, why? They think you're 5'0". I'm like, why do they think I'm fucking 5'0"? Your nails, dog. I'm like, dude, do cops have manicures? I didn't know that. But anyway, I did. And, you know, it's like people won't go through the trouble. Now, do I say, hey, Jay, you need to have a manicure? No. But if I looked at Jay's hand, like when he was handing me something and I saw a manicure, I saw a, you know, fresh manicured freaking fingernails with freaking a nice buff and polish, I would think in my mind, better of him. Why? Because he's organized. Now, some people be like, I want a man that has dirt under his fingernails and, you know, you can see that he's working for a living. Again, we might have been taught all that bullshit, but that's not true, guys. Don't listen to that nonsense. You can work hard and still look good. You can freaking be a man and still have a manicure. You can be a man and still have a freaking pedicure. Okay? You can be a man and still get lined up. You can be a man and still wear moisturizer. And if anyone says you can't, watch. They're going to be some old-ass, wrinkled-up, scruffy, dirty, stinky son of a bitch, and you shouldn't worry about them any damn way.
But you have to be you, because that's what makes you real. And you have to be real
in order to get the momentum you're looking for. People have said, I tried social media, it didn't work. That's because you were thinking about what to try and put out there. What can I say that I'll sound intelligent? What can I do that makes everybody think I'm the best realtor or the mortgage officer or loan officer or the mortgage broker or whatever you do?